Hello and welcome to Laurice's Kitchen. Tonight, at a viewer's request, I'm making vegetable bouillon. Now this isn't vegetable stock, it's actually bouillon that we'll be adding directly to boiling water, just like you would bouillon cubes or bouillon powder. Now I am including a set of ingredients here, but this bouillon is infinitely customizable based on what's in season or to suit your tastes. We're going to be making close to 3½ cups of this, and we're going to be storing the remainder in the freezer. Now we only use a teaspoon at a time per cup of boiling water, but because of the salt preservative, we'll be able to scoop it directly from the freezer. So let's see what we're going to need. For this particular vegetable bouillon, I'm going to be using flat leaf parsley, leeks, carrots, roasted bell peppers, fennel bulb, celery root, some tomato paste, shallots, a sweet onion, several cloves of garlic, celery seed, basil, this is dried basil, and about 9 ounces of salt. Now I know that seems like a lot, but this is going to make quite a bit. The original recipe for this bouillon had you cutting all these vegetables up and then putting them in the food processor raw and pulsing them until they were a paste. Now I know a little bit about vegetables, and I know that when you put raw vegetables in boiling water, you get bland boiled vegetables. So we're going to cut all this up, and then it's going to go in a skillet so we can start caramelizing the sugars in these vegetables. It's going to add color and flavor. Cooking mine in the electric skillet because I feel I just don't use it enough. You could just as easily cook this on the stove top. The first thing in is our garlic. Now I've left it whole because we really don't want to brown this, but we do want to soften it. With the larger pieces, it's much easier to control that. Because we want color on these, we're going to put them in the pan and then leave them alone for at least 5 minutes. Then we can turn them and let the other side brown as well. Have to let these completely cook. That's been about 10 minutes. You can see that they're nicely browned and some of them are just a little bit tender. We're going to let this cool for about 10 minutes and then 1 ounce of tomato paste, and all of this is going in the food processor to be pulsed. All we have left is to get this into a freezable container. I have a 4-cup Rubbermaid freezer cube. That's what I'm putting it in. If you want to do a low salt or no salt version of this, just omit all of the salt. This, however, is going to freeze solid, so you're going to need to put it into smaller containers, like an ice cube tray. Then you can take one of those out, put it in your soup, and season accordingly. This has been in my freezer overnight, and you can see that I can easily spoon it. I've weighed this. It's actually 18 grams. We're going to be dissolving this in 8 ounces of water. And you can see this dissolves immediately, and it's beautiful. I also mixed this exact same amount into 8 ounces of sour cream to make a vegetable dip. It was delicious, and I could eat it immediately because I didn't have to wait for any dried vegetables to rehydrate. First off, let's give this a sniff. Well, I can definitely smell the fennel. It smells wonderful. It also looks beautiful. Let's taste it. That is so delicious, and I guarantee you it is not salty. Wonderful.